Hello everybody, welcome back to Alexis and Deaf Math. Today we're going to be talking about SOHCAHTOA. What is SOHCAHTOA? So here are the equations for SOHCAHTOA. For sin, it is opposite over the hypotenuse. For cosine, it is adjacent over hypotenuse. And for tangent, it is opposite over the adjacent. And if you don't remember what hypotenuse and adjacent and opposite were, here's our example. Remember that the longest side is always the hypotenuse, and then the one across from it is the adjacent, and then the one over here is the opposite.
It's basically called legs, and it totally depends on if it's which one is called which one is called adjacent, which one is called opposite. Hypotenuse stays the same. So, for example, if you have your angle here, then your opposite is going to be on the opposite side. Opposite is always on the opposite, and the adjacent is the one next to it. So we call this adjacent. So now, if you want to solve this equation, how do you do it? We gotta look what do we have and what are we finding. So we have a hypotenuse, and we gotta find the opposite. So we gotta see which one do we have. Which one do we have? We have the hypotenuse, but we are finding the opposite. So we can't use this. Now we gotta use this one because sine has a hypotenuse and opposite. So all we do is plug in sine of the angle, which is 38, and we go equal opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite is x. Alright, so now the answer comes out as x equal 28.93. 965.
Voila.
Okay, so how do we get this answer? So technically all we have to do is plug in 47 sine of 38 in the scientific calculator, so that way it brings out the answer. So we gotta make sure that whenever we do this, we don't do 47 times. We don't have to do times. All we have to do is after 47 plug in sine. If you plug in times sine, it's going to be the same thing, but there's no point of writing sine when there's no point of writing multiplication when you already have sine in front of you.
Alright, so we're going to give you some example problems and we're going to solve it right in front of you here. Alright, so first problem, we have a triangle like this, 90 degrees, and it's 44 degrees here. We're trying to find the opposite, which is this, and it's 28 feet. Now, as we looked at our equations, we're trying to find the opposite, so we go get the opposite of the adjacent, so we're going to use tan sine. So, here's our equation. It's going to be x over 28 equal tan of 44. Now, we're going to need to get rid of this bottom part, so we're going to times both sides by 28, which will leave us with x equal 28 tan of 44, which should give us, when inserted into the calculator, should give us 27.04.
Okay, so now we have used tangent to solve the problem. So now I'm going to be using cosine, because we already showed you how do we use sine. So now we're going to use the only one which is left of is cosine. So cosine in cosine like it says here, we got to use adjacent and hypotenuse. So we got to have either the adjacent or we got to have the hypotenuse. So a triangle is going to look something like a right triangle. Like I said, it has to be a right triangle. And we're going to have 150 centimeter. And this time we're gonna have to find the hypotenuse. So we're gonna have 30 degree here, 32 degree, which will make it more even. 32 degree. So now to use cosine, we're gonna say cosine of 32 equals. Now we gotta say, do we need adjacent at the top or do we need hypotenuse at the top? We say we need adjacent, so it's going to be 150 over x. So now we can get rid of 150 and get the 150 here. So this is going to be a bit different method to do it. So now what we're going to do is get rid of the x. We're going to go times x and times x. So now we're going to come down as x of cosine of 32 equals 150. So now all we're trying to do is get rid of this cosine, so that way we can have our x equal by itself. So all we're going to do is now cosine of 32. We're going to divide cosine by 32 and divide it here as well. So we can cancel this out. So we're going to be left over with x equal 150 cosine of 32, which means x equals 176.90. 176.90. Okay, so for SOHCAHTOA, the only time you can use SOHCAHTOA is if you have right triangle. If you have any other triangle, like isosceles triangle or equilateral triangle, you can't use SOHCAHTOA. The only triangle you have has to be a 90-degree triangle. Right, there are things called special triangles. Special triangle basically means 45, and 90. And there is one more special triangle, which is 30, 60, and 90. So the way you arrange this is you have a 90 degree and you have 45 degree and 45 degree. So if you have this thing, your answer here is going to be, the hypothesis is going to be 1, and your legs are going to be square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. So here we have shown you how to solve by cosine, tangent, and sine. We have shown you all three different methods how to do it, and thank you for watching our video.